Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, aloha, everybody. This is Joshua Hayes at BigWaveTrading.com for the February 25th stock market wrap-up for you to use tomorrow or the next week or the next month because it's always relevant what I'm giving you. First off, let's start off with the New York Stock Exchange. The NYSE today, intraday, overall bullish session, even though it was down 1.42% on volume almost as big as the next day. To me, that's kind of like churning action. Would have been a distribution day on heavier volume. Still, the bullish tail at the end of the day, let's go all the way out on our plus sign. You can see there was clearly intraday support as it got around the low levels of the day before. Let's move on to the S&P 500. Well, you guys already know it's in a big downtrend, so I'm not going to spend any more time in showing you this long-term downtrend, middle-term downtrend, sub-intermediate-term downtrend, short-term downtrend. I'm just going to show you we're still in a downtrend and show you that today we were down. Bullish tail intraday on the S&P 500 and with the NASDAQ also. As you can see here, it's kind of was almost an inside day range. However, I want you to know something on the NASDAQ, which is important. Volume yesterday, 2.3 billion, 2.4 billion today. That's distribution with the 1.14% loss. So, still doesn't look good. And what's even worse is let's go to the S&P 600, negative 2.37%. Still a bullish tail, still holding into those February lows that was just placed 2 and 1 day ago, but still time to be a little worried. Now, let's go ahead and move immediately on to the commodities. Let's look at oil. Oil has now broken out above the 50-day moving average. So now here's the deal. This is your long signal futures traders. If you trade futures, you owe me a check in the mail if you take this trade and make money. So if I trade futures now, if I have like $50 million, I am now going long oil. This is the first close over the 50-day moving average, and it is a very strong close over the 50-day moving average. So consider that. Also, let's go straight to the United States dollar. Look at that move today. Still very bullish. I don't know what anyone is talking about that says sell the dollar. I am a very long-term bear on the dollar, as I believe the way we're printing money is going to destroy our currency. But what if, just what if, the other world's currencies and economic systems are so much worse than ours that that huge demand and huge extra supply of money is still wanted by the world because they believe our dollar is 10 trillion times safer than their money. So you need to start looking at the other way, because with everybody saying the dollar is supposed to crash and collapse, and whenever you see the dollar breaking out as 88's the old high and now hitting 87.74, clearly trying to break out above a base, I would start to wonder, why people are so bearish on the dollar. However, long term, if we print like this, like I said, there's going to be no hope in saving the dollar. So now I want to go ahead and look at the metals. They've had another nasty pullback, but once again, remember how I showed you they couldn't close at the low of the day yesterday, and that's been the same case all the way back since the September lows, into the September decline into the October lows for platinum. And then whenever it came to silver, same thing. The September lows to the October lows, there was no low of day close. And even yesterday on silver, as you can see, no low of day close. Same with gold. No low of day close, as you can see gold. Listen again, more cop cars driving by. Welcome to the new United States of America. I don't live in New York City. I live on Maui, and I listen to cop cars 24/7 now. I used to never hear police cars, and now I hear them every time I make a video. I know they're going to interrupt me with the car. So it's just amazing that this continues to happen, and it just shows you that crime is increasing with a bad economy. So gold, to be honest with you, that looks like a pretty ugly pullback. It's only going to be a buy if it hits the 50-day moving average. Silver's ugly 2-day pullback of 5%. That's a huge buying opportunity right now if you want to buy off the 200-day moving average, or hopefully wait till you get that golden cross of the 50 over 200, then go ahead and make your big move in. The same way with platinum. Bounce off the 50 is a buy of platinum. Load it up on its way to move higher. I don't see any reason why these stocks are going to stop, especially whenever I look at their inner workings. Now, the ETFs of like silver, look at this. Pretty nasty day. You got two nasty big red bop days and big volume down. Still, I want you to remember the overall uptrend is up, and it can work over through this. So don't be too bearish yet. PTM is the Platinum ETF at ETN, and notice how it still looks great. Here's gold. Notice how gold still has its high green bop. It's going lower now the last 2 days as it's had its 4.69% drop. But once again, can it close at the low of the day? Let's go all the way out on the plus sign. No. 83.15, 82.81 was low of the day. Yesterday, 94.27, 94.73 is the close. So we can't close the low of the day. Volume down is lower than volume up in the ETF, and BOP is still green. If it starts moving higher and BOP can move higher, things will be good. The only problem is IAU looks a little ugly. However, IAU never did look as nice as gold, and that's why GLD is the ETF I recommend you buy in your IRAs. And if you're more risky, DGP, it has yellow BOP, but it's still not negative. It could get green BOP back. Remember, my gold play is a 20 to 25-year play based on a socialist youth that believes that they are entitled to a house, believes they are entitled to TV, believes they are entitled to computers, believes they are entitled to food, believes they are entitled to clothes, believes they are entitled to the richest money. I believe that can only do one thing: destroy our currency and make gold stronger. So my view on gold, silver, and platinum is long term. It is not me looking up into the sky. Subscribers, pay attention. Looking up into the sky and seeing a very beautiful green chart breaking out with a very strong green bop from a flat base that looks like it wants to make another flat base, hopefully a max green bop, and break out the exact same way with beautiful max green bop and huge volume. Boy, if there was only a stock out there that you could look up into the sky and see and buy like that. That's where we're going, baby. Anyway, I'm going to be back with part 2 and part 3. I'm going to try to make this shorter, and I did. Only 7 minutes long. So I'm going to pat myself on the back and give me an aloha farewell. And I'll be back with subscribers in part 2 and part 3. And we'll continue to tell you why we are up 9%, me personally, while the market's down 17%. Why our gold longs will continue to work. And why we might have a great, excellent new perfect canceling quality long. It's not perfect chart wise, perfect fundamental wise. Aloha.